everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Pirate here, and in today's fun scroll saw project video, I have another amazing design by Steve Good, and we are going prehistoric in this project video, meaning it is going to be a dinosaur themed project. I recently watched the newer Jurassic Park movies, and they were awesome. Of course, I remember watching the older Jurassic Park movies back from when I was a kid, the original one by Steven Spielberg, but really cool. He made another movie that you guys know I really love, Jaws. But I hopped over on Steve Good's pattern catalog and found an amazing design, and I've already got it printed out and attached to our material with clear packing tape, and it is a fossil pattern. Really cool. You have the dinosaur skeleton here, and it looks like it's in the rock when they found it in the prehistoric area, but really cool, really amazing. This pattern comes in two sizes. I opted for the larger one, so hopefully it shows up better on camera. I cut it out on the dotted line and attached it, and attached to our material with clear packing tape. Now this project's going to have a special bit of cutting in it. You see all the basic internal cuts here that are some small details, which are the rib cage and all of the dinosaur, and then the eyes up here. But this dotted line here indicates a bevel cut, which means we will angle our scroll saw table to give the illusion that this dinosaur is coming up out of the fossil and coming to get you. But really cool. When I get to that point, I will stop filming in the time-lapse manner and show you guys how I'm going to go about that. But since everything is ready and prepared, let's head over to the drill press, drill all of our pilot holes so we can come back and start scrolling. And over here at the drill press, we're going to take a small drill bit and drill all of the pilot holes for internal cutting, and there is several in this project, some very small tedious cuts, and we're just going to take our time and get through it. I am using a number 5 ultra reverse scroll saw blade, and it's cutting through the material very well. If you guys would like to try this pattern, it is available as a free pattern download over at Steve Good's scrollsawworkshop.blogspot.com website over in the free pattern catalog. Taking my time with some of the smaller internal cuts that make up the dinosaur skeleton, and it will all be worth it in the end because it will have some amazing detail and look very lifelike. But just going through here and letting the blade do the work. I'm not forcing the wood into the blade. I'm essentially guiding the material into the blade. A project like this with several internal cuts allows me to kind of zone out and do some of my best thinking, and also listen to some good music. And again, just taking my time here. If you guys like what you're seeing, I would highly encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also follow me over on Instagram at Artisan Pirate. I'd really appreciate the support. Almost done with all of the basic 90-degree internal cuts, and we will get ready for bevel cutting here, and I will stop filming in time-lapse mode, and I will do everything at normal speed to show you some bevel cutting demonstration. And I take the number 5 blade out and put a smaller blade in and file the back side of it to smooth it out. And I bevel the scroll saw to 3 degrees. Alright, we are ready to do the bevel cut, which will release the fossil from the stone, and then we will put the scroll saw back at 90 and do the final release cut. But really cool. Steve recommends using a number 1 blade so you don't have as much wiggle room with your material. I do not have no number 1 blades on hand, so this is a number 2 reverse tooth blade. I've got a piece of wood that is similar thickness to the fossil piece we're cutting out, and I have my table tilted at a 3-degree angle, and I've already done one test cut and I'm happy with it, but I just want to show you guys the look that we are going for, and I'm going to cut out a basic circle. well, more of an oval than a circle. But what you're going to see here is that the piece will come out the bottom very easily. But what we want to do is with this piece here, we want it to come up and wedge in place here to where it can't come out, and I cannot even force that out. But really, really cool. And then you'll see the back side there, and what we'll do is glue in the dinosaur to make it look like it's coming up out of the fossil, and I'm very happy with how that looks. So what I'm going to do is rethread the piece into the blade. And Steve also noted that you needed to pick a spot that's kind of inconspicuous, and I think I'll be able to sand away any kind of imperfection there. So I'm going to thread it through and begin the cut with the bevel. And we're going to proceed to do this final inside cut, which is the bevel cut. And this cut will release the dinosaur from the fossil. It is an odd sensation at first because all of the cuts up to this point were 90 degrees, and it's just a little odd when you cut the first couple of minutes with the table on the scroll saw being slanted as well as the material. But I think I got a good grasp on it. And with this being a smaller scroll saw blade, the number 2, as opposed to the number 5, this was a very long, slow cut. But again, not forcing the blade into the material, I'm just guiding it along. And took my time with it because around the dinosaur's mouth, his hands and feet, there was some tedious details, and I just took my time with it. But once I came back around, all of the inside cutting was done, and I took the dinosaur out of the wood, as you see here, and put the scroll saw table back at 90 degrees and put the number 5 blade back in, and proceeded to do the final release cut. And all of the scroll work will be done on this project. And you can see how nice the dinosaur came out, and you can see the look we're going for here. But I popped the dinosaur back out and proceed to sanding with 100 grit sandpaper in the palm sander. And I did break off a little piece on the fossil part of it, and I did my best to glue it in and make it look invisible. But after sanding everything, we went over to the workbench and put the dinosaur in for the final time and pressed it as far as it would go. I used this little pointer tool here to help me in the corners and all, and I used a few dabs of hot glue, the same thing Steve Good used, to lock everything in place permanently. And then the little piece I broke off, I kind of wedged in there, and I'm glad it broke off where it did because once I glued it, it looked invisible. But after the hot glue dried real good, I took it outside on a beautiful day and gave it several coats of clear gloss, and it really made the piece come to life and look beautiful, and the project was complete. And here we have the completed dinosaur fossil cut out completely on the scroll saw, and it came out amazing. Thank you, Steve Good, for another amazing project from your catalog, but really, really cool. The clear coat there at the end really made everything pop and come out really nice and uniform, and I love that, how it looks. Came out amazing. It took me around an hour and a half to cut this out. I did not break a blade. You see me using 2 different kinds of blades. I just took my time and let the blade do the work. And then the bevel cutting to pop the dinosaur skeleton out like it was coming out of the fossil at the end really, really pops. And believe it or not, this was my very, very first time ever doing bevel cutting on the scroll saw. I've been scrolling since I was 14, and I finally wanted to give it a go, and this project really just kind of sealed the deal for me wanting to try it. I really wanted to see how it would look, and it came out amazing. Now, I have not clear coated the back yet, because there's still some tacky areas on the front here, but I will flip it over and clear coat the back and add a hook to it to hang it from. But here is the back, and I want to show you how this illusion works. You can see where the dinosaur is hot glued in. This project's going to have no kind of weight on it or any kind of stress on it, so the hot glue, it works perfect for this. But really, really cool, and I love how it has that three-dimensional look. I do not know what kind of material this is. This piece of wood was given to me. It was upcycled. It had some nails in it there, and I planed it down to 3/4 inch thickness for this project here. If anyone would know what this is, I do know it's not cedar because it doesn't have that kind of smell to it. It might be some form of maple or something. I mean, I don't know, but really, really cool. Really, really amazing. I hope you guys learned something in this video. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and also follow me over on Instagram at Artisan Pirate. I'd really appreciate the support, and all my social media links will always be linked down in the description box below. But for now, that's about all for this one. Remember, guys, if I can make it or do it, so can you. I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.